What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Unboxed Analysis. Today, we are out here, we are in the parks, it is absolutely beautiful out. We are checking out the Nanrobot D4 Plus Max. This is the final iteration of the D4 series. It's got a lot of upgrades over the 2.0, 3.0, etc. We started this review about 3 months ago when there was still snow intermittently on the ground. We had a couple of nice days, so I got it started. And, well, guys, I live in Michigan, so we had a whole bunch of cold days back to back. But we're here, we've put a ton of miles on this thing. And guys, I gotta say, this thing is hands down worth checking out, especially once you hear the price. You know, we're gonna start with that. Guys, the price in this thing right now, it currently shows on sale. It's been on sale for a little while. It is $11.99 USD. For $11.99 USD, you get dual 1200 watt motors, you get hydraulic juiced nut brakes, phenomenal brake. And honestly, you get an overall ride quality that has been extremely impressive. So on this new version, you have an upgraded screen with pretty decent viewing angles. Just about any viewing angle you have this at, you can see it just fine, even in direct sunlight. You have a voltage display next to your key on off to the left side. Next to that, of course, you have your basics like your horn. Then you have your blinkers, which are very bright, very clear. And then you have your headlight and ambient light sensor. You can see right down here, the ambient lights are on now. They are blue. Now this scooter does come in red and blue, but either version is going to have the same color LED lights on the side. And I am happy to say, for the first time ever, I am reviewing a scooter that has a headlight I do not want to upgrade. All right, guys, we are here checking out the light on the Nanrobot D4 Plus Max. Somebody has finally done it. They finally put a nice freaking light on a scooter. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I've looked at $1,200, $1,500 scooters and the light goes out about 20 feet, but it's only about 2 feet wide. This is much, much better. So right down here, we have the light itself. The light is not adjustable, so it's not gonna get knocked off course. It's got some nice cooling on it. I really like the ambient lighting around the bottom. Again, that is not a lot different than your average scooter, but I like it. It looks good, and I love the headlight, finally. So just for a good comparison on the light here, in my hand, I have an Olight flashlight. Now this flashlight is awesome, but they're pretty comparable lightness. And this is a $200, well, $150 flashlight. But like, sure, the Olight's a little bit brighter, but for a scooter, that is awesome. About freaking time. I do like doing a lot of riding that tends to go into night, be it trails or city riding. And finally somebody put a headlight on one of these things that has an awesome throw. It goes out really far. We're talking 40 to 50 feet, no problem. And it's got a really wide angle. So when you're going to turn corners, guys, you are not going to be blinded by this thing. Now, along with that, we do have a double folding mechanism here in the stem. I'm going to be honest, it's a little bit odd to me, but it works good. It's not my favorite folding mechanism, but it's far from the worst. But that does lead me in to one of the things I feel they missed out on this scooter.
Yep.
All right, guys, let's talk about a little issue with this folded scooter. All right, so this is my bed being scratched because there's no wheels on the front. So this is not a great one for folding and then putting into something. So far, I'm loving the scooter, but that's a little bit of a bummer. I've seen a lot of other scooters kind of implement wheels in the front or a slide pad or something. So just, if you're gonna pick this one up, keep that in mind. So folding the mechanism here does require two different parts. This piece comes down and then you push this lever forward and it's gonna fold right down. It's really easy to do. And the nice aspect about this piece here is this kind of tightens it up. The reason that I find that important is because in a lot of my previous reviews, previous scooters that fold, there usually tends to be a bolt or a nut here that you can adjust. Now the problem with that is on a lot of those scooters, when you go to fold them and unfold them a couple of times, that screw gets loose. especially on the Temu scooter. The Temu scooter was great. It was fast, it was fun. But if you ride it for more than about an hour, that screw is gonna come loose on its own and it gets dangerous. I will report that did not happen on this because of that lever. Very nice. Along with being 1200 watts per motor, you do have the option to turn it down to just the rear motor if you prefer. You simply hold down on the plus button and that is gonna go ahead and turn off the front motor. You have 3 different riding stages, 1, 2, and 3, with your max speed coming in at about 42 miles an hour. Now, I wasn't quite able to hit that. Let's talk about why. When I hit about 37 to 38 miles an hour on cement, my front tire started to wobble back and forth a bit. Obviously, this was concerning. It's definitely can be a dangerous issue if your scooter kind of loses balance in the middle of your ride. So with that said, I do believe hands down that this will do 42 miles an hour. Unfortunately, I believe mine has some kind of defective issue in the tire. Now, I don't normally watch other people's reviews when I'm doing scooters, but I was very curious about this. So obviously, first thing I did, I reached out to Nanrobot. They told me they have not heard anything about any of this happening. So I thought, you know what? Let's check some of the other reviews. With all these other reviews, people were hitting their max speed, which was between 40 and 42 miles an hour. No issues, no wobbling. So my best guess is that it's just my tire. Everything's tight, everything's lined up, everything looks great on this scooter. Honestly, the fit and finish for $1,200, crazy surprising. So now let's talk about its capabilities. This thing is an absolute riot to ride. It is crazy you get this much power for $1,200. This thing went up every hill, every obstacle, every trail I took it through without even a question. Made it. Off-road, this thing was ridiculously stable. I pushed it all the way up to about 40 on a dirt trail, and it was just going. No issues, no stuttering, no problems whatsoever. One other thing, I do like to test them in all different riding modes. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the heights up on the screen here for how high this will go, but I'll give you a visual. This is the middle. Then you click the button and it goes up to the top, and then you lock in this lower handle here. When you're at this height here, I did notice a bit more flex. Like you can see it right here without the scooter moving. There's a little bit of flex in the lower bar. I feel like this height almost puts too much pressure on it. Now at this height, I'm 6'1". This was extremely comfortable to ride at, absolutely zero issues. It was solid, it was stable. And the trails that I ride in, guys, these are not smooth trails. They are full of roots, trees, holes, drop-offs, rocks. And for now, this is probably gonna be my new main scooter out of all the ones I own. 54 rated, that means if you get caught in a rainstorm, guys, you're gonna be okay, but I would avoid puddles and I would avoid staying out in a rainstorm. This is gonna be splash resistant. This is not really made to ride in inclement weather. Another cool fun fact, these have a split rim design. So basically when you take this tire off, you can actually separate the rim into 2 pieces. That's gonna make your life a lot easier for swapping out tires. For anybody who's ever tried to switch out a tire on a scooter rim, sometimes it's hard. It's really hard, especially without the right tools. So love hearing that. This also does come with the 10-inch pneumatic tires. These are more of an off-road tire and they truly excel off-road. Mileage on this is gonna be about 40 miles for your range. Between city riding and trail riding, I was averaging closer to 30, but keep in mind, when I ride scooters, I ride them realistically. I don't want to do a test with it on one the whole time to get the max range, but coming off from the numbers, I do imagine if you're riding on relatively flat terrain in mode 1 out of 3, that's the slower mode, a little less torque, that you can easily achieve the 40-mile range, honestly, without an issue. One more small issue I did notice is some of the lower connectors are held on with zip ties. And just after some normal riding, a couple of those zip ties didn't quite make it. But on a positive note, the connections, they're not press fit. They are thread fit, which is really nice to see for a motor connection. So even with those zip ties off, it's not really gonna cause an issue. It's just something I noticed. We have a 23.4 milliamp hour battery running at 52 volts. So you have plenty of power. There is no lack of power in this machine at all. This thing will ride up to a 30-degree riding angle. And let's just say I pushed it over that. And even though it slows down a bit, it got up the hills, no problem. So overall, do I recommend the Nanrobot D4 Plus Max? Absolutely. This company is extremely responsive. Their reviews across the internet are overall positive, especially for their customer service when people do run into issues. So I want to thank Nanrobot for sending this over to me. If you guys want to check them out, make sure to check out the links down below. If I have a discount code, guys, you know it's going to be down there. If there's anything else you want me to test with this scooter, I'm willing to run this thing through the ringer. I mean, I have really pushed this thing to its absolute limits, and it came out shining. Again, from all the other reviews, I didn't see anything about that wobble at a higher end speed, although that is a pretty common occurrence in a lot of scooters, and you can put in a steering stabilizer to get rid of that on just about any scooter. And all right, guys, this has been a fun review, but it's beautiful out. I'm gonna go get some riding in. So I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.